Hello and welcome back to day 2 of Go English, 30 Days Speaking English. If you joined us on day 1, welcome back. And if today is your first lesson, we're so happy you're here.
Over the next 30 days, we're going to help you do something many English learners struggle with. Not just understand English, but actually talk about your own life with confidence.
Every day, you'll build one small piece of your English identity. One conversation, one topic, one step at a time.
Today's topic is something we all talk about. The place we go back to every day. Home.
It doesn't matter if you live in a big house, a small apartment, a dorm, or just one room. Today isn't about having an impressive home. It's about being able to describe your home naturally in English.
Just like every lesson in this series, you'll listen, organize your ideas, and then practice speaking about your own life.
If you're a beginner, we'll keep everything simple and practical.
And if you already know the basics, stay for our English upgrade section, where we'll help your English sound more natural and confident.
Don't worry about finding perfect answers.
Just focus on expressing your own thoughts. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to introduce your home clearly and naturally.
All right, let's get started. All right, before we learn any new English today, let's start with something simple.
Yeah, let's not think about English for a moment. Let's think about home.
When you hear the word home, what's the first place that comes to mind? Maybe it's a house. Maybe it's an apartment. Maybe it's a dorm room. Maybe it's just a small room that's completely yours.
And you know what's interesting? Two people can live in the same city and have completely different answers.
Exactly. Because home isn't just a place. It's part of your story.
So don't try to find the right answer. Just think about your answer.
Let's go one question at a time. Take your time. Do you live in a house or an apartment? Who do you live with? What's your neighborhood like? Quiet? Busy? Friendly? Peaceful? How many rooms does your home have? Which room do you spend the most time in? And here's my favorite question. What do you like most about your home?
For some people, it's the people they live with. For others, it's the feeling of comfort. Or maybe it's something really simple, like a favorite chair, a balcony, or the smell of coffee in the morning.
See? Everyone's answer is a little different.
And that's a good thing.
Because we're not trying to sound the same. We're talking about our own lives.
So don't worry about perfect English right now.
Just think about your experiences, your memories, your story.
We'll help you find the English later.
One step at a time.
All right, Mizu. You asked everyone those questions. Now it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Go ahead.
So, tell me about your home. Just naturally. Pretend we're having coffee together.
Sure. I live in a small apartment with my sister. It's in a quiet neighborhood that's close to a park and a grocery store. Our apartment has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a cozy living room. I spend most of my time in the living room because we usually watch movies and chat there together. What I like most about my home is how peaceful it feels after a busy day.
See? That didn't sound like a speech at all. It just sounded like you were answering my question.
Exactly. I wasn't trying to use big words. I was just talking about my life.
And that's something I really want everyone to notice. There wasn't any fancy vocabulary, no complicated grammar, just simple ideas connected naturally.
Right. When people ask you about your home, they're not expecting a perfect presentation. They're just curious about you.
That's the secret, isn't it? Real conversations aren't about impressive English. They're about sharing something real.
All right. This time, don't worry about understanding every single word. Just listen to the whole answer. Notice how each idea flows into the next.
Ready? Let's hear it one more time.
I live in a small apartment with my sister. It's in a quiet neighborhood that's close to a park and a grocery store. Our apartment has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a cozy living room. I spend most of my time in the living room because we usually watch movies and chat there together. What I like most about my home is how peaceful it feels after a busy day.
You know what I like about your answer, Mizu?
Hmm?
If someone else answered the same question, it would sound completely different.
Exactly.
Because there isn't one correct answer, there are millions of real answers.
And today, we're going to help you build yours.
You know, when someone asks, "Where do you live?" a lot of learners freeze.
Oh, I know. Not because they don't know the answer, they just don't know how to start.
Exactly. The good news is you don't need a long sentence. You just need a simple beginning.
I almost always start with, I live in. Like, I live in a small apartment. Or, I live in a house. Easy.
And if you want to say who lives with you, just add, "I live with." I live with my parents. I live with my wife. I live with 2 roommates.
Oh, and here's another one I use a lot. I've lived here for. I've lived here for 3 years. I've lived here since college.
Or maybe life has changed recently. Then you can simply say, "I recently moved here." That sounds really natural.
All right, Lucas, here's something I've noticed. When people describe their neighborhood, they usually start listing places. There's a supermarket, a bank, a school.
Which isn't wrong, but native speakers often start with the feeling first.
Exactly. Instead of describing the map, describe the atmosphere.
You could say, "It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's busy. It's convenient."
Then you can add a little more. Everything is nearby. It's close to the train station. There are lots of restaurants. It's a friendly neighborhood.
See the difference? You're not just telling people where you live, you're helping them imagine what it feels like. All right, Mizu, now we've arrived at the house itself.
Hopefully we remembered to unlock the door.
Exactly. So, how do we describe it without making it complicated?
Honestly, keep it simple. It has 2 bedrooms. It has a small balcony.
Or you could say, "We have. We have a cozy kitchen. We have a little garden."
Sometimes I don't even use have. I just say there are. There are 2 bedrooms. There are big windows.
And if your home isn't huge, don't worry. That's actually a great chance to sound more natural. It's not very big, but it's comfortable. It's simple, but comfortable. I hear sentences like that all the time.
Me too. People aren't trying to impress you. They're just describing real life. Ooh, this is my favorite question.
Really? I was going to guess you'd say the kitchen.
Only when there's food. But if I'm being honest, my favorite room is the living room.
See, you just used a perfect chunk. My favorite room is super easy.
Then tell people what you do there. I spend most of my time. I usually read there. I usually watch TV there. I love relaxing there.
Or that's where I work. That's where I study. That's where I spend time with my family. Now your answer starts feeling personal. All right, Mizu, here's my favorite part.
I knew you were going to say that, because now we're talking about feelings.
Exactly. Don't stop at, "My house is nice." Tell people why.
You could say, my favorite thing is, I love. It feels.
Or, "It's the perfect place to relax. I always feel calm when I get home. It reminds me of my childhood."
See how different that sounds? You're not describing walls anymore. You're describing your life.
And that's what people usually remember. Not how many rooms your house has, but how you feel about talking about it.
That's the kind of English we're building together. English that sounds like you.
All right, Mizu. We've collected a lot of useful chunks, but here's the question. How do we turn all those little pieces into one real answer?
Exactly, because conversations don't happen in little boxes. Nobody says, first I'll answer question 1, and now question 2. Everything flows together.
So, let's build one answer, one step at a time. Step 1. I'll ask. You answer. Ready?
Let's do it.
Where do you live?
I live in a small apartment.
Perfect. That's your starting point. Simple. Natural. Step 2. Who do you live with?
I live with my sister.
Now listen to this. I live in a small apartment with my sister. See?
2 ideas, 1 smooth sentence.
That's already starting to sound like a real conversation.
Step 3. What about your neighborhood?
It's quiet, and everything is nearby.
Nice. Now people can actually imagine where you live, not just the location, the feeling. Step 4. Tell me a little about your home.
It has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a cozy living room.
See how each answer adds one more little picture? We're slowly building the whole story. Step 5. Which room is your favorite?
The living room. I spend most of my time there.
Now we're learning something about you, not just your apartment. I like that. Step 6. Last question. What do you like most about your home?
I love how peaceful it feels after a busy day.
And that's my favorite part, because now we're not talking about furniture anymore. We're talking about your life. Putting everything together.
So, if I put all those little answers together, it sounds like this. I live in a small apartment with my sister. It's in a quiet neighborhood and everything is nearby. Our apartment has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a cozy living room. I spend most of my time in the living room because we usually watch movies and chat together. What I like most about my home is how peaceful it feels after a busy day.
You know what I love about that answer, Mies? That it doesn't sound memorized. It sounds like you.
Because every sentence is true. I'm just talking about my own life.
Exactly. And that's something a lot of learners miss. They spend so much time trying to sound advanced that they forget to sound real.
But what if we could make this answer sound even more natural? Not by using harder English, but by making it feel more human.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this. Let's take the same ideas and level them up. What if we could make this answer sound even more natural? All right, Mizu. I have a little challenge for you.
Uh-oh, should I be worried?
Not at all. Your answer already sounds natural. But let's see if we can make it sound a little more you.
Ooh, I like that. So we're not changing the story, we're just changing how we tell it.
Exactly. And here's something really important. A lot of learners think better English means using bigger words. Honestly, not usually. Better English often means saying something that's a little more vivid, a little more personal.
Let's show everyone what we mean. Imagine you say, "My house is nice." Is that wrong?
Not at all. People say that, but it doesn't tell me very much.
So let's take one small step. Instead of, "My house is nice," you could say, "It's cozy and comfortable."
Now I can actually picture it. It already feels warmer.
And if you want to make it personal, you could say, "It's the place where I feel most relaxed."
See the difference? Now you're not describing the house, you're describing what it means to you. Here's another one. I like my room. Perfectly fine.
But let's make it sound a little more natural. I spend most of my time in my room. Now you're sharing part of your daily life.
And if you want people to understand why your room matters, try this. My room is my little escape after a busy day.
I love that sentence. It feels honest, and honestly, a lot of us probably feel that way. Okay, one more. I like living here. Simple, easy.
Let's give it a little more life. I enjoy living here because it's quiet. Now you've given me a reason.
And if you want to make it even more personal, living here gives me a sense of peace, and I always look forward to coming home.
Wow. Can you hear the difference? That doesn't sound like a textbook anymore. It sounds like someone talking about a place they genuinely love. You know what all 3 upgrades have in common, Mies?
They become a little more personal each time.
Exactly. We didn't use difficult grammar. We didn't use fancy vocabulary. We simply added a little more of you.
And that's what makes your English sound real, because people usually remember how you make them feel, not whether you used an advanced word.
Speaking of feelings, we've been talking about your house, your apartment, your room.
But here's a bigger question, Lucas. A house is just a building, so what actually makes it feel like home?
I was hoping you'd ask that. Let's talk about that next.
You know, Mizu, something just crossed my mind.
What's that?
We've spent the last few minutes talking about apartments, houses, bedrooms, living rooms,
Yeah, lots of rooms, lots of furniture.
but none of those things actually answer a bigger question. What makes a place feel like home?
Hmm. Oh, I love that question. Because if you asked 10 different people, you'd probably get 10 completely different answers.
Exactly. For some people, it's the people they live with.
For someone else, it might be the memories they've made there.
Maybe it's hearing your dog run to the door when you get home.
Or the smell of dinner coming from the kitchen.
Or maybe it's simply that feeling when you finally walk through the front door after a really long day and you think, I'm home.
See? None of those things are about the building. They're about your life.
All right, here's something I'd love everyone watching to try. Don't overthink it. Just pick one thing. Only one. What makes your home special to you?
Maybe your answer is my family, or the quiet, or my little balcony, or even my morning coffee by the window. There isn't a right answer. There isn't a wrong answer.
Because this isn't a vocabulary test. It's your story.
Now, I'd like you to do something a little different. Don't try to describe your house anymore. Talk about your connection to it. Just speak for about 20 seconds. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be true.
And you know something, Ms.? That's the moment English starts feeling different. Not because your grammar suddenly becomes perfect, but because you're finally talking about something that actually matters to you.
Exactly. When your words connect to your own memories, people don't just understand your English, they understand you.
And honestly, that's where real communication begins.
All right. You've already thought about your answer, you've built it, and you've made it more personal.
So now there's only one thing left to do. Don't keep it in your head. Let's say it out loud together.
Ready? Let's practice speaking.
All right, Mizu. I think everyone's ready now.
I think so too. We've been thinking, we've been listening, we've even made our answers a little more personal.
Now comes the most important part. Actually saying it.
And remember, don't worry if you need a few seconds to think. Real conversations have pauses. That's completely normal.
Exactly. Nobody speaks perfectly all the time. Just answer naturally. That's our goal.
All right. Imagine I'm meeting you for the first time. I'll ask you a question. You answer. Take your time. Where do you live?
Nice. Keep going.
Who do you live with?
Perfect. One sentence is enough. Or two. Whatever feels natural.
What's your neighborhood like?
Can you describe the feeling? Is it quiet, busy, peaceful? Maybe there's something you really like about it.
How many rooms does your home have?
Don't overthink the numbers. Just tell us what comes to mind.
Which room is your favorite?
Ooh, I'm curious about this one.
Why is it your favorite?
That's where your answer starts becoming your answer.
What do you like most about your home?
Think about the feeling, not just the place.
And one last question. Why does your home matter to you?
How did that feel?
Maybe you spoke quickly. Maybe you had to stop and think. Maybe you changed your sentence halfway through.
Honestly, that's exactly what real conversations sound like.
All right, let's make it a little more challenging. This time, don't answer one question at a time. Pretend we're sitting across from each other at a cafe. I simply ask, so, tell me about your home.
And now, try answering everything in one smooth conversation. Don't stop, don't restart, just keep talking. If you forget a word, use an easier one. If you make a mistake, keep going anyway.
See? You didn't just answer 8 questions. You told a story about your life.
And that's a huge difference, because conversations aren't made of separate answers. They're made of connected ideas.
Speaking of stories, want to hear how we'd answer that same question from beginning to end?
Perfect. Let's listen to two completely different answers. Notice how they're different, because every English identity is different. You know, Mizu, if everyone watching answered those questions, we'd probably hear hundreds of different stories.
Absolutely. Some people live in big cities, some live in small towns, some have a huge family, some live by themselves.
And none of those answers are more correct than the others. They're just different lives.
Exactly. So why don't we answer the same question in our own way?
Deal. I'll go first. I live in a house with my parents. It's in a quiet neighborhood that's close to a few parks and local shops. Our house has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and a small backyard. My favorite place is the backyard, because I like sitting there in the evening when everything is quiet. What I love most about my home is that we always have dinner together whenever we can. Life gets busy, but when we're all around the same table, it reminds me of what really matters. So for me, home isn't just the place where I live, it's where I feel connected to the people I love.
Aw, I really like that. I noticed something. You didn't spend much time talking about the house itself.
You're right, because honestly, when I think about home, the first thing that comes to mind isn't the building, it's the people inside it.
I think a lot of people will relate to that.
All right, your turn, Ms. I'm curious.
I live in a small apartment with my sister. It's in a convenient neighborhood, so everything we need is just a short walk away. Our apartment isn't very big, but it's cozy and comfortable. My favorite room is the living room because that's where we usually relax, watch movies, or just sit and talk after dinner. After a long day, coming home always helps me slow down. I can leave work behind, change into comfortable clothes, and finally breathe. That's probably my favorite thing about living here. It's not a fancy place, but every time I open the door, it feels like home.
See? Same topic, completely different answer.
Exactly. We didn't plan to sound the same because our lives aren't the same.
And that's something we really want you to remember. Don't copy our stories. Build your own.
Maybe your home is noisy. Maybe it's tiny. Maybe it's always full of people. Maybe it's just you and your cat. Whatever your story is, that's the one worth telling.
Because that's what people connect with. Not perfect English. Real people, real stories. Transition to challenge.
All right, now we've shared our stories.
We'd really love to hear yours.
And this time, don't just practice in your head, let's make it real.
We've got a little challenge for you. Ready? All right, now it's your turn. Not our story, your story.
Here's your day 2 mission. Tell us about your home in 5 to 8 sentences. Don't worry about making it sound perfect, just make it sound like you.
Try to include these ideas. Where do you live? What's your neighborhood like? What is your home like? Which room is your favorite? What do you like most about your home?
And then add one more sentence, just one. Tell us why your home matters to you. Maybe something like, my home is special because it's where I spend time with the people I love. Or, I always feel calm when I come home after work. Or, my home isn't perfect, but it's where I feel happiest.
See, that last sentence changes everything. It turns a description into a story, a real story. Oh, before everyone leaves, can I share one little practice tip?
Of course, go for it. After this video, don't close it right away. Take your phone, open the voice recorder, and answer today's questions. Just talk for 1 minute. Don't stop if you make a mistake. Don't start over. Just keep going.
Then listen to yourself, not to find mistakes, just to notice one thing. Did your answer sound like you?
Tomorrow, record it again. You'll probably notice that speaking feels a little easier, and those little improvements, they really add up.
And if you're feeling brave, leave your answer in the comments.
I love reading those comments because no 2 stories are ever the same. Some people live in busy cities, some live in quiet villages, some live with big families, some are building a life on their own.
And every single story matters, because that's what this community is all about. Real people sharing real English. You know, Mizu, today wasn't really about houses or apartments.
You're right. It was about learning how to talk about a place that's part of your life.
That's something no textbook can write for you, because your story is yours.
And that's exactly why we created the series. Not to help you sound like someone else, but to help you sound more like yourself.
Don't learn someone else's English.
Build your own English.
One conversation at a time.
One story at a time.
One day at a time.
And before you go, take just 1 minute today to talk about your home. Tomorrow, you'll be surprised by how much more comfortable it feels.
Small steps every single day. That's how confidence grows.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep speaking, keep sharing, keep building your English identity.
And if you haven't joined us for day 1 yet, you'll find the full 30-day playlist linked in the comments below.
Start from day 1 and let's build your English identity together, one day at a time.
We'll see you for day 3.
Your English journey doesn't end here. Click on the next video and keep learning with us. We've carefully selected it to help you build more confidence, more fluency, and more real-world English.